Welcome to episode 200 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. On this episode, we take a look at the Netflix movie, I Care a Lot. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
Hi, and welcome to the 200th episode of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. I'm so excited, and in this episode, we are covering I Care a Lot on Netflix. What do you give this movie, April?
I have to give it a 4. It was truly amazing. The acting, the storyline, it was sad, the corruption, the scariness of it, but it was fascinating.
Hey, give me a turn to get my score in here too.
Okay.
I also give this movie a 4, maybe a 4.5. I really enjoyed this movie. Very surprised about it. So you want to go with the storyline?
Absolutely. The storyline's about a crooked legal guardian who drains the savings of her elderly wards, meeting her match when a woman she tries to swindle turns out to be more than she first appears.
This was directed and written by Jake Blakeson, who's known for The Fifth Wave, The Disappearance of Alice Creed, and Gunpowder. It had a phenomenal cast, Rosamund Pike, Peter Dinklage, Alicia González, Dianne Wiest, Chris Messina, Isiah Whitlock Jr., Macon Blair, and Alicia, Witt.
The runtime was 118 minutes. It's rated R for language throughout and some violence.
Go for it now. You were on a roll and I interrupted you.
All righty. Okay, first of all, the theme and tone is definitely the danger of capitalism and doing right by others. But I need to stop just for a minute and say the acting was probably some of the best I've seen in a decade. It was just an amazing, it's the full cast of acting, but Rosamund Pike, and Peter Dinklage, which both are very well-known actors, did an amazing job. Her character, this movie is scary. It's like a dark comedy because there is moments of humor, but to see a character with zero sense of fear, she was obsessed not just to win, but about her greed, which, yes, is scary if we stop and think about it. But the movie itself is fascinating. You will get so pulled into this movie.
One of the most interesting things to me in this movie was the fact that this is not a traditional movie. This movie does not have a protagonist.
Right.
I mean, there is no good guy in this movie whatsoever.
Right.
And I thought that was unique in the writing style. I'm sure there's other movies that I'm not thinking about that really doesn't have a protagonist in it, but this doesn't.
Right.
You know? And the other I thought the top 3 actors in this movie, the top build, Peter Dinklage, Rosamund Pike, and Dianne Wiest. Dianne Wiest was great in this movie.
She was.
She's one of your favorite movies of all time is Footloose.
Yep.
And she played the mother in Footloose. And everything that I can remember seeing Dianne Wiest play in, she's always kind of this meek, mild character. Right. And she starts out in this movie too as that.
Right.
But changes halfway through, which is really cool.
I want to say that I also think she made this movie because her mannerisms, her character, I mean, she deserves an Academy Award for this. She was absolutely amazing. And yes, she is one of my favorites because she's so strong but can appear to be so meek.
Yeah, and she plays Peter Dinklage's mom in this, Peter Dinklage's character's mom in this movie, which was, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
This whole cast was just absolutely amazing, but so is the subject matter. I just never thought about our seniors and how they are such targets.
Oh yeah, they're vulnerable.
so many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the direction, too, in this movie was really good. I thought he did a great job. I think he did a really good job pulling out great performances from his main characters.
Yes.
his main actors.
And I thought, the score wasn't noticeable. The cinematography, it was a good looking movie. Even in the senior home.
Right.
In
the night scenes, there were several night scenes,
Yes.
and you could see what was going on at night, which, if you've listened to this podcast for any number of episodes, you understand that, for me, that's a big pet peeve if you have a night scene and I can't see what's going on.
Right. So the production design, I thought that was good. What about the special effects, Tim?
The violence, mainly the special effects. There was a car wreck in there, and there was some gunfights. There was a little bit of gunfight at a senior center, which was hilariously funny.
Yeah.
But so the violence wasn't over the top in any shape, way.
Right.
So, and there is, I think, what did we say? This was rated R. Did we actually say the ratings on this?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I'm sure I did.
But it was rated R for violence and stuff. And there was a torture scene. And the torture scene wasn't over the top either with the violence. That's why I wanted to bring back to the ratings.
The editing was okay. The pace moved along, not just well, but very, very well. There wasn't one moment my mind could go anywhere else. The dialogue was great.
Yeah, there's this one scene towards the end of the movie, and, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but it was between Rosamund Pike's character and Peter Dinklage's character, and the dialogue that was going back and forth between the two of them when they were coming to terms, we'll just say, was great.
It was great. That's something worth, replaying, like the Jack Nicholson in...
Yeah, in A Few Good Men.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is a movie you have to see. Even if for one moment you haven't seen it yet and you are stalling, don't.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Because, I remember watching the trailer for it and thinking, I'm not sure, but love this movie.
Yeah, it was really good. Well, I wanted to just take a minute. Tim and I are very, very blessed. It's no secret. We've been movie fanatics since we met and fell in love in college. And he really talked me into doing this podcast. It has led to so many beautiful things in our life having to do with film, the movie industry, just so many amazing opportunities, not to mention my husband moving on into something much bigger within the podcasting world. So we want to thank you. We want to thank everyone in all the countries, the U.S., as well as the film companies, the cable, everyone that's embraced us. You just can't imagine. We get just movie directors, we get creators calling us to, if they can just run an ending by us, to asking, film companies asking us to do trivia contests. It's crazy what one movie podcast has led to. And we are so grateful that we get to see movies. We're thankful to everyone that makes sure we get screeners now, to making sure we get feedback when we need it. We are so grateful. If it wasn't for the listeners, we would not have been able to do all this. So thank you so much. But most of all, thanks for your connection to us.
Yeah, I can't believe it's actually 200 episodes.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And if you've gotten to this part in this episode of the podcast, you might be one of those people who've listened to all 200 episodes of us talking about movies. And we really appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast and giving us the encouragement, like April was saying. We really appreciate it, and we're very proud and happy of our fans, and we're proud of our accomplishment getting to 200 episodes. So.
Absolutely. And again, thank you. Most of all, we are now caught up on all of our correspondence. We try to respond to everyone, just sometimes it takes a while. So thank you so much also for your humor.
Thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the movies.
We'll see you at the movies. Stay happy and healthy.
And see you at episode 300.
There you go.